I know. We've got the corner. Good. Super fast.
Hello there. We are back for the second week in a row. So I am excited to be with you guys again. We are. Josie's here too. We're just setting up and we thought this would be a good time to just make sure our sound is working. Can you guys just give us a thumbs up if you can hear us? We've got our special mics on, and we think we got them dialed in, but I just want to make sure.
I need to put mine on.
Yeah, put yours on.
She'll do that.
Just gonna put her mic on. Okay, Pat, good to have you. Thumbs up for Michelle. Yay, we have sound. Thanks, guys. Woo woo. I love it. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Everyone's giving us a thumbs up. That means they can hear us. And
see us.
So I was just thinking about how I'm so excited to be back today. Josie and I are, and it reminded me of my word for the year. I don't know if you guys do words. Come on in, Josie. Words for the year. Here, we'll just do this for a minute.
Oh yeah,
For a hot minute. I don't know if you guys do words for the year. I like doing a word for the year. It's just kind of another tool for self-improvement and to kind of push and challenge yourself. And so it just gives you a little bit of focus for the year. I like it. My word for the year is faithful. And God just kind of gave me I can be faithful because He is faithful. And so every time I think of my word for the year, I think I can be faithful because He is faithful. So we really want to practice being faithful to be here with you guys and come on live.
Wow, you just raised the bar.
I did. But you know, the truth is we build in some buffer as well because our lives are crazy. We have 6 kids each. And with that, as you guys know, if any of you are parents, most of you probably are.
You need
flexibility and you need grace. So what we did is we had the whole day and we didn't settle on a time. We just said sometime on Tuesday, as much as we can try, as hard as we can try, we are going to be there. So we kind of figure out when that's going to work that day and we give you guys about 20 minutes heads up or a half hour heads up. So hopefully that works for you guys. But we're excited to be here. We're excited because last week we started a project. We did my gateleg table. My gateleg table for my injury. And today we are going to use those sheets to do another project. So the sheets that came off the gateleg table, we're going to show you what it's like to use them on a second project. So we call this second generation project. Now, today we're going to do things a little different. Last week, Josie's the expert on these inlays, probably more than anyone that exists on the planet because she's been using them more than anybody. And I was part of the development process, but more of a guinea pig style. And so she's really married to these. These are, she loves them. And I love them too. But today we're going to be doing things a little bit different. I'm going to be the one that is using them so that things that come up for you guys, because you're, probably a lot of you haven't tried them yet. And I've used them a little bit, but not a lot, I'll be honest. I've just been really busy. I've been excited to use them, but haven't. But that's going to benefit you today because questions that come up for me are probably questions that you would have along the way. So Josie's going to be here to direct us. And I'm going to say, you need to speak like you're teaching a 5-year-old.
Okay.
That's what I've heard works really well. Just when you're trying to teach me or show me, do it as if you're trying to teach a 5-year-old. Okay. So that's gonna, I think, help us all today. And so I'm gonna grab my coffee because drink the coffee, do things, and this is gonna be fun. So the first thing we're gonna do is we are going to lay out the pattern, but I'm going to show you the piece that we're working on. We've had this piece for a long time, for probably about, 6 months now.
Yeah.
And we haven't decided exactly what to do with it, but this piece is perfect for this project. Keep an eye on the comments. We both can, and just make sure they're, as questions come up. That week, I just love talking to you guys, and I get distracted.
I know.
And I just want to
kinda
sit and talk.
challenging
It
to
is.
work on a tutorial and a project,
I just want to
and
talk to
also
everybody.
be engaging.
Yeah.
You know, because
Hi, Gia.
I
Because
know.
it's like, you know, these are our peeps.
yeah.
You guys are our community, and so it's fun to get together. And I'm super chatty, and I just want to talk to everybody. But I will try to stay focused. Josie will be the chatty one today. And so we've got this piece, and we are going to be doing the sides, the top, and this drawer. And so the layout's going to be looking a little different than if you were to do like the gateleg had a lot of open space. So the pattern layout was a little bit more intense, whereas this is going to be pretty easy when it comes to pattern layout.
Yeah.
Also because second generation, there's just naturally a more distressed feel to it, so it is also not as critical.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and get started.
And what do you guys think about our long-term plan for, or like later and before
Yeah.
when we finish it and photograph it and share it with you, we were thinking 2 baskets, like the thick,
Yeah.
chunky.
Thick,
I actually have some from
wicker.
IKEA that I think might fit perfect in these. So
That
I'm
would be
gonna
amazing.
check, but
Yeah.
yeah, thick wicker baskets in these.
Won't that be cute? I
Yes.
love that idea. And then there's some moldings here that were already on it that I
Mhm.
thought might be pretty to kind of pop it.
It's got really
with the-
cool details.
Oops, with the
Um,
glaze.
all in here and here.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so should we switch to that camera while we lay out the pattern?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's move this over just a smidge as well. Okay. Now, and let's move this out of our way. Unless
okay.
you wanted to
Yeah.
talk about it first, or
Do you want to just you're not supposed to lift, but I just want to. Okay. It's okay. It's not that. Okay. Perfect. We didn't show it.
No, we can totally show it too.
After.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll show
Exactly.
it after. We have the gate
Or wait till it's finished. I mean, it's totally up to you.
Okay.
You can decide.
Okay. Sounds good. So this is our area over here for laying out the pattern.
Yes, and I'm going to bring this in. Give ourselves a little more space. We're going to lay out the pattern, and then we're going to use this. I've got a thin mount here to dampen. Oh, I'm sorry. You are the one who is.
This is
Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
This is gonna be fun.
I tend to jump in and start.
Bossing.
But you know what?
She doesn't call
Okay,
it bossing.
you had a word for the day. I had a
Epiphany?
thought for the day, for the year rather,
Okay.
and that is, I can be a control freak or I can be happy, and I need to choose one.
And we are so happy about her thought for the year.
In all the things.
So you guys can hold her accountable. Just say,
And I want to be
remember
happy.
your thought, Josie. I tease. We
Well,
have
last
learned
year-
to work together.
Yeah.
Last year what?
Last year, your word was humility.
It was. Last year was, I actually had the word humility for like 2 years because I needed it. I needed to be reminded of that. Yeah. So.
Okay, so I'm sorting through those. And let's go through. Okay, so these
We
are
want
all.
the painty ones, yeah. Or I guess not necessarily.
That part doesn't matter,
It
but
doesn't,
just that it's
because it's
used.
white.
So,
Yeah.
yes. So what we'll do is, we don't have to. Here, I'm trying to. Can you help me swivel this so they can see the side? In fact, we'll probably want to turn it and do one side at a time facing camera.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. So because we have different planes, we will not have to worry as much about continuing the pattern over when
So,
it's one
okay.
big surface.
If I'm a 5-year-old, what do you mean by different planes?
Surfaces, like this is
Okay.
one plane.
Different surfaces.
This is
Okay.
another plane. The
But
plane is like this would be one plane. This is 2 planes.
Right.
Okay, so we have 3 planes here. And which
Side,
is cool,
top,
top, side. Exactly.
and drawer.
Right. So we will need 1 and probably a half sheet for this, right? And let's set these aside. Let's
Just
get
reading some of the comments here.
our pattern established.
Okay.
Okay, so these
Now,
are the
I have
same.
to try to do this, right?
Yes. Do you want to get in here and
Yeah.
use this space? All right.
Yeah,
so
I have to
basically-
pretend like you're not here, and then if I get stuck, then yeah, that's when I'll say, okay, I need help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hundo. Okay. So these are the same thing,
Okay.
and those are same thing. Okay.
And it's okay. Like I wanna just mention this. So
control.
and I'm just over here like knowing this is so hard for her and enjoying it so much.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But I want to mention really quick. So when we finished the one side of the gateleg table last week, we asked Sarah, who keeps our space organized and just kind of keep life running. We asked and does like a lot of our painting and studio work for us.
Yeah.
And we asked her to finish it. She had never done inlays before. So she was very nervous. And I want to say she did a beautiful job. She was kind of upset and said, and texted and said, this didn't turn out, I made a mistake here. And I said, you know what? It's paint. It's going to be fine. We can fix it if there's anything big. And then I came in and I saw it and I'm like, that's not a big deal.
That's
do
not a
see
mistake.
where she's talking about, but it's character and it adds to it.
Okay.
There's like a big chip.
Do you want to show them?
Yeah, let's show you guys. And I think maybe what happened is maybe not enough water was misted in the.
Or it didn't dry as completely. That can also happen
Okay.
before it was lifted.
Okay.
But here's the thing. When we were discussing this, I said, if this was my table, I would leave that. That just looks like authentic
right.
texture and chip.
Yeah, I was talking to Josie about, okay, so this seems like it'd be easy to repair. And Josie said, well, why repair it? It actually looks chippy. And, once I looked at it through that lens, I embraced that. And I thought, you're right. There is no need to fix it.
All that texture.
Mm-hmm.
And so many times when we're in the midst of a project, we see that and we're like, oh, I messed it up, or it's a mistake. There we go.
I'm gonna pull out. I want to
But
show you
then,
guys the whole table.
when you,
so beautiful.
if you can make yourself say, no, I'm just going to continue the project. I'm going to finish it. You find that those are some of your favorite little marks.
Mm-hmm.
They're the marks of the maker's hand.
That's right.
It's not manufactured. It's handmade, guys.
She's showing you her hands for emphasis that it is handmade. Love it. Okay, put this back on there.
And isn't it freeing to give yourself that space?
Yeah,
Right?
it is.
And give yourself that permission.
It's like, I love this example that just gives of a baby when babies are learning to walk. You don't have expectations that they're going to start running. And in fact, you watch them take those first steps and it's wonderful. There's something beautiful about that beginning. And we need to be like that with ourselves and with others who are starting out, to give them that encouragement and just come alongside. Because when we don't get started, we don't grow. So you have to start somewhere.
Yes.
And I was just really proud of Sarah. That was her first time, and she went for
Jumped
it,
in.
and it's beautiful. And you learn through doing, and so she did it. She learned what she would do differently next time, but it was still beautiful. So anyway, okay, perfection is a prison. You're so right. It keeps you from starting. Yeah.
Truth. And it can be a cop-out, and I speak that firsthand, so no judging here. It can be a cop-out.
Yeah.
For many, many years, I had unfinished paintings that I never put on the wall because if you don't finish it, you're not committing. You're not committing and saying, that's mine, I made that, for others to judge.
So she would just say, oh yeah, I'm not done with that yet.
Exactly. It's a cop out.
For like 6
I
years.
realized that in therapy, so there you go. You got it for free.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so we're just gonna, get started on painting. This one is cut out for the top, or you haven't done that yet?
So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna match your pattern for this space.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing that over there.
Well, no, you're doing it. Remember?
I know.
So what I did do is I separated the ones that are this panel or pattern, I put here.
Okay.
And then these ones I put here.
So
because those are going to go, let me set this here. Those are going to be, those
are each panel.
Yeah. So remember we talked about it on our last live, that there's 2 distinct sheets and there's 4 of each.
Right.
And those are, so like this one, you wouldn't take a second one of the same and pattern it. You would take the other design, and those will go like
that.
Nope, I think I've got it backwards. Like this. Okay.
Okay, so but that's, I understand that, and I'm just asking how you have it laid out.
What do you mean? I don't have it laid out. What do you mean?
So why do you have 2 piles? What are you?
Because those are two different designs.
Okay, that's
because you have to grab one.
I didn't know what you were doing.
Got you. Okay, so they go like that. See how the pattern continues?
Okay, but you grab them from different piles. So you're saying
these are 2 different ones.
They don't match up?
They do.
Like it matches up.
Yes, this is a different design than this. And they match up.
Oh, okay. I think I see what you're saying. So you've got the 2 different designs, and that's why you pull both together.
Exactly.
To make one.
Exactly.
Okay. See, I'm acting like a 5-year-old. This is working out really well. Yes, sorry guys. This is indigo floral. Yes, we do have new inlays for 2022. That is true. But this is indigo floral. It is available now through your stockist. And I know if she hasn't, Stephanie and Julie or Maddie will post the link to our store locator. So if you don't have a stockist yet, you definitely want to get hooked up with a stockist. They're amazing. They help you learn, and they have clinics and demos and workshops and all of that to come alongside you.
So
yes, Kenny, it does. It hurts your brain sometimes.
So quickly,
I feel like if I was doing it, I would be able to figure out how to do it. But her brain
sometimes that's true. You can figure it out easier without me being involved.
Right. Yeah.
So here's another thing, guys. And I'm gonna go over this last one, and then you do. So the gate leg table was round. The edges were round, most of it. Okay. So that means that your inlay that came off. Okay. This is first generation. That's full pigment, and everything here is second generation. And that's going to be, so if you went on with one sheet, right, and if you went on with one sheet, which you absolutely could, you would just have this area would be darker, because this is going to be kind of like a pale periwinkle, and this will be the original color. However, if you just keep that in mind, and this is what I think we would do this time, is you can, instead of doing like that, you can bring this and do it like this. So that brings that full pigment corner to the bottom, and then we'll have enough like in here. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Can I give another option and ask you if this would work as well?
Sure.
Like if you wanted the whole pattern to be the same, you could just do a sample board like you did your piece, and then use it on the sample board in the areas that were brand new.
Absolutely could. And you know what else you could do? You could actually take, rather than painting your sample board and putting it on, you could quickly apply paint to just this area, lay it down on your board, your scrap board, and then remove it. It feels like a little bit much to go to the trouble, but you know, depending on what you want.
Yeah. I feel like I would probably do that because I'm picky about patterns being even.
Right.
Like I don't want new and you know, the different looks, different opacities. I want them to be the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why it's fun to do this today, so that you guys can kind of see this in real life.
Yeah.
And how this works. So okay.
So I'm thinking you're going to take
panel.
this, hold this one up there, and you can
And cut it to size.
no. So put it all the way on, right up to there, and then hold that.
Cut to size.
Exactly, and then we'll take this, and we'll figure. Okay, so that's going to be right to here, and just.
Okay.
Do you want me to cut that for you?
Sure.
All right.
But I can get started on this one, yeah? Okay.
Yes.
While she's cutting that, I'm going to get started on this one. So I'm going to mist this with water. And just going to give it a little mist. Then I'm going to paint
What side?
section.
Which side are you going to miss?
I am going to mist the back.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay, we're gonna miss the back. This is really funny. Oh, this is a great way. This is the way Sally should learn every time, because I know you guys are the same, right? Hi, Jody from Franklin, Tennessee. Okay, so I'm gonna do this over here so that you guys can see what I'm doing. This is the back, and I'm giving it a fine mist.
Now, do you want me to paint, or are you going to do that?
I'm gonna do that because I'm gonna just get the right amount of paint on and feel what that is like. So is that enough, you think?
Yes. Tell me again, why do we miss it? And do we always miss it?
I'm really struggling with responding well to her tone. Oh, I tease. We don't always have to mist it, but it helps the paint to start to go.
No. But that was an excellent try, Sally. Now, we are pre-expanding the paper fibers so that it minimizes wrinkling if you want to minimize the wrinkling.
Oh, look at your husband got it right. Whatever, Erin. Goody tissues. Show off. Teacher's pet. Okay. All right.
You.
Okay. All right. So we want kind of a medium coat is I think what you said yesterday.
And your work, this one's easy because like you've got a small area, but you want, let me get out of the way here. You want to paint in like sections that are size of the inlays. And you want to be able to have it be, the paint be not dry before you start placing your inlays.
So you got to keep that paint wet and the edge nice. Okay. And I don't want it to get on these. So I'm going to be mindful of that because I want
that makes
I
sense.
just want
And
it inside
it's pretty
here.
easy because that nice inner corner that you could probably crease it once you put it on.
Yeah.
And lift it off of there if it's on.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think that's good.
I think so.
Okay. This I think is going to be really pretty. This corner needs a little bit. And we need to trim this or wipe the paint off of here.
No. You'll be able to crease it.
And
like
cut it.
What I would do is I would just go right up to that one edge.
Okay.
So that you only have to worry about creasing one side.
Okay, I'll do this one then because I was a little sloppy over on this side.
Okay. I should get, you know what, let me get this. And this.
Oops, sorry. Here. I'll try to stay out of the way. That's tricky to stay out of the way while you're trying to do this.
I know. Totally.
Now, the paint isn't, like I have a little wiggle room, while it's setting in, like I can move this around a little bit while I'm laying it in. The inlay, I mean.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
So until it really starts to settle in there. So like, in other words, I can kind of push it, the paper around a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. You've got some stretch and you've got some give there.
Okay.
And now.
Okay, I see what you're saying about that inside corner.
Yeah, just go ahead and crease that down.
Remember what?
I need you this. That the nature of this, especially the second gen, is that it's going to be more distressed.
Right.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So you're going to be golden.
Okay.
If you don't need to worry as much. Oops, sorry. About getting in there and making it perfect. So you're going to go in and, of course, you want to avoid overworking. Just get it nice and down.
And why do you want to avoid overworking? What happens if you overwork?
Well,
should I cut this off or just leave it?
I would just leave it. And
okay.
What you could do is take your finger like this.
I did.
Okay. And then just
so
creased it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
creased
You're going to
it
have great contact there. And if a little bit is on the edge, you can touch it up with white paint. You could have pre-trimmed it as well. So options. I'm going to, oops, sorry. I keep forgetting.
That's okay. You can.
I need to.
That would actually be a really fun live.
Oh, is that so? Is that so? Well, what's funny is there was a YouTube video we had, and a commenter said, "You guys feel me? Somebody called me dark and controlling."
What Josie doesn't
Tell
know
the dark and controlling one to back off.
I was the one that let that comment. So I'm teasing. I'm teasing. They did. They called her dark and controlling.
We got a chuckle.
So
out
it's
of
kind
it.
of been our thing since then. We've just called her dark and controlling.
No, we haven't. That's why I bleached my hair.
That's right, because you had black hair at the time. Yeah. The dark and controlling one. That's too funny.
That looks awesome, sis.
Is that good? You think that's okay? So we'll leave that. And then, did you miss this one yet? Did you miss this one yet?
No, I started to and then remember.
Did you drink my coffee and
I
then
did.
decide you didn't like it and go spit it out?
Dude.
Wow. So not cool.
It tasted like there's sugar in it.
It's sugar-free creamer. Drama. Okay, so this, did you miss this yet?
No.
You did not. And you stopped yourself.
I stopped myself.
Very, very well done. What's this showing right now? Oh, that's like a tighter shot.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. It's just a frozen nose. Nice. My nose was on the camera frozen. Wow, that's really not a good angle for me. That's okay. All right.
There's no bad angles.
That's cool. Great. That's cool. Geneva's gonna edit that out. Okay.
There's one in every family. Christina from Cleveland says, "Do you mean the dark and controlling one?"
Yes.
It's true. I'm the oldest of 3.
Wait, this is, oh, okay.
I know.
I haven't painted this yet, so I have a little freedom to, yeah, there it is.
So
I see it.
Diana
Okay.
says overworking would smear it, right? It can smear it. And it also breaks down the fibers. Like this is a special proprietary, we call it paper. It's a type of paper, but it's created specifically for this product, formulated specifically for this product. So it has a lot of strength, even when it's wet. And if you're overworking it, that weakens it over time. And you can get sometimes, depending on the color, and the inlay, sometimes you can get 3 uses out of it. So you want to, it just helps if you're not writing on the paper to preserve it for future use.
Yeah.
But also the smearing thing.
You guys should see some of the really cool projects that come out of like the 3rd and 4th generation of using these sheets. Some of them are stunning. Like you wouldn't be able to get this effect any other way.
Oh yeah, we have sample boards with. Oh, in fact, I wonder if I have those here. The rose chintz on like 3rd generation. where it transferred some of the pigment from the first project. Oh,
Show them the after we're done.
yes, good idea.
Okay.
They're somewhere around here.
So I am going to line these up. Do you want to make sure they can see? Can they see?
Let me go in a little tighter. I wish we could zoom with this, but you know what? I can take it off. Should I take it off and do... Oh, I know. I can just lower the tripod.
It's... Now, if I were not doing this on camera, would it be better for me to do this flat, to lay this small piece down?
Not necessarily. It just depends on personal preference, because actually the gravity working with you.
Oh, that's right. You talked about that in the last live.
Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm sorry. I'm just so...
I'm trying to shift this over. Now, hopefully I'm not smearing the whole design.
I find that if you do that quickly, you've got
a
some
little open time.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
What was the question again?
Lay the piece flat.
Oh, right. So when you are holding it like this and going onto a vertical surface, the gravity is actually helping you because it's not going right onto the surface. I'm not sure how to explain it. You like going on like this and holding it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gravity's not taking it to the surface.
It's just easier to lay it out that way.
Yeah. Well, it
Maybe.
depends on the project, but
yeah,
I don't think it's one or the other. It just depends
Okay.
on the project. On a vertical, I like vertical surfaces, honestly, a little more, because when you're hovering with a paper over...
Now I go right over it now, yeah? I go over this now.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll do it again after it dries.
Right. You let it dry completely and thoroughly. And like for this,
Uh-huh.
like you're going to want at least an hour, but you can speed that up. Actually, we do so many times, we like quick dry it with air movement.
This might be a fun one to do the flow blue technique with. I don't know, that works better with the first generation.
If you want, right, you have so much
pigment
density in your first application that it's easy to get movement with your pigment when you want to do that, more so than with the second and subsequent applications.
This is going to be really pretty.
Yes, exactly. Shannon Booth finds the words better than I could. Vertical, I'm sorry, not Shannon Booth. Yes, Shannon Booth and Kathleen Woods. You guys confused me because you were jinxing. Vertical allows hovering without touching the wet paint.
The nice thing to remember on this too is that if I were to accidentally get the pattern over here where I don't want it, I could easily paint over that. So not to be too concerned about that.
Yes, it's true. You are pulling the paper down from your alignment.
So I think this happened because over here when I was spraying it, you were pointing out that I don't know what you were pointing out.
Here. So when you pulled that down, let's squinch that up a smidge.
Oh, when I pressed into the corners.
Right. It pulled it down from your alignment. Thank you for pointing that out. And then we can just get in there and fix that.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's good.
Again, a lot of forgiveness, especially on the second application, because this is going to be, a lot of variation. So.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. Let's leave it alone.
Okay.
And you want to do the top and I can rearrange this?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So you will get your two patterns. Do I need to make these taller, huh?
Or we can lay this down. Do we want to lay it down?
No, this will work.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, this will work just fine. Okay. Whoopsie.
Yeah, so some soccer mom 1245, sorry, I don't know your name, but She is saying that it's kind of like hanging wallpaper. Vertical is better.
Yes.
It kind of, yeah. The
You've
gravity
got the
helps
gravity
you,
working with you
yeah, working with
and not against you. True.
Let's see. Okay, here we go.
Okay, application. Oh, just Erin was pointing out that using the term first generation and second generation can be confusing because we sometimes refer to products that way, but
Right.
this might be more
We actually
First-
talked about it in
we
our
did.
last live.
first application, second application is really what we mean. So that
Mhm.
might be an easier way to understand it. Okay. Awesome. Let's let that dry. And get this bad boy done. Now,
So this one isn't going to need layout, right?
I don't know. Let's see.
Oh yeah, it will a little bit actually.
Yeah. So those,
Okay.
yep, it's a little wider. So
So here we go. Okay, so I'm going to start this one right here, and then this is the one that lines up, and I will do it over here on this. Perfect, perfect. So first I'll start with this one. And, oh yeah, you guys can see that. That's a good angle. And then we'll trim. Josie, do you want to trim this for me?
sure, let me grab the. Sometimes you can't see that surface, but sometimes if you have water on this from misting, you might flip it before you do another mist because you don't want to set your pigment face down on a wet surface.
So this one this line right here,
Okay.
this line right here. So what is that?
We go a little extra.
Okay. I'm getting the hang of this, you guys. This is really fun. I feel like I'm going to be an inlay pro by the time this is done. Okay. And I'm going to mist this.
Excuse me.
Put it over there. Then I'm going to come over here. And can you guys see what I'm doing? No. Well, you saw it before, so just know that I'm misting the inlay. These are, you guys, these are for like those of you who love
Is this the
organic and tactile art forms. You're really going to love the inlays. It's really,
before you put that on, you double check what part that goes on?
it's this one.
Oh, fabulous. Yep, you're awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly run in. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to put on my paint here. Again, just a nice even coat. Josie will be right back. So I can't see what your comments are saying, but hopefully I'm giving you guys, let me see if you're able to see what I'm doing here. Yes. All right. It's not super thick, the coat. But it's not thin. It's just a nice, even, I would call it a medium coat, like good coverage. Okay. And we want to keep a wet edge. So I'm moving kind of quickly, but not hurried. Like it's just moving along at a nice even pace, being mindful of your time, that you're not letting your paint dry. Small areas like this are much easier to work with. And it's also much easier when you're not trying to film at the same time. So you're not having to be at funny angles and such. Okay, that's good. And then I'm going to come over here, grab my inlay. Here we go. All right, so this is going to be a difficult angle.
So now you're putting into practice the question of vertical or.
Yes. Except I think you would be at a better angle is what I was telling them. Okay, let's push this that way.
Okay, now I'm giving you an awesome camera angle.
Cool. Okay.
Awesome possum. And you want me to get you that damper to smooth out? So this is like really nice. Squeeze it out nice. A little tray, you have water, and it just sits in it, and you can just easy peasy. Nice.
Okay.
Nice,
Oops.
nice.
Yeah, fix that.
Very good. You're doing an excellent job, sister.
This is really fun. Okay.
Excellent. One thing that's a super easy error is just double check which side you're working on. So make sure that you're, for example, in this case, let me squeeze by you here.
Like you're not laying it on backwards.
Right, exactly. That the grid side is up. The grid side is up when you lay it down.
Oh, that is a good view.
And the grid side is up when you missed it, so you're not misting onto your pavement.
Okay.
Oh, my mic, it says my mic. No, that mic is needed.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, do you want to mist it?
Oh,
Or, you know
yes.
what? You don't need to. Just,
Well, I've been doing that, so let's just do that.
okay. So
Freeze.
that's the grid, not the grid side.
Oh, did you guys see that? I almost sprayed the non-gridded side, the paint side, instead of the back. And she was just talking about how easy that is to do.
Now, being the second application, you have more wiggle room, and it would probably be just fine.
Okay.
But as a matter of habit, you want to get.
I think this is right. So I cannot see what I'm doing at all.
Okay. Do you want me to get you a little?
Yeah, get me a stool. I think we have a second.
Here. Perfect. A little step
Yes.
stool.
That would be much better. I was gonna just half hiney it.
How do you? There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Let's move this back.
Ah, much better. Much better.
Oh yeah, there we go. Fabulous. Isn't the lighting out here, guys, nice?
It is. We're out in our garage.
Do you want a sip of coffee?
Yes, please. Here you go. Do you want to hand me the wet napkin
Yes.
to smooth this out?
Go, girl.
Go, queen. That's what my daughters say. Go, queen. Of course, they would probably correct me and say, Mom, we said that 5 years ago. But whatever.
Oh, let me pull this off. Reduce the camera shake.
Oh, yeah. Good idea. And I probably could reduce the camera shake by chilling out a little. Okay.
Looking
All right.
good.
I think that's probably good.
Yes, very good. Very good.
Should we do the other side? Let's flip it.
Let's
Do the
flip
other
it.
side.
Flip
Let me
it
see
good.
if I can do this one without
When the
any
dresser comes on, you must flip it.
without any intervention.
Okay, I'm just not going to even say anything.
Let's see what happens. It could be bad.
Okay,
But we're gonna try.
you got this.
I think it's funny
The
that
thing is
when
not.
we start, the goal was for Sally's gonna do this all by herself. But what's nice is when we try that, we end up somewhere in the middle where
Oh,
we're
Lordy.
both.
I don't like the implications of what you're saying.
Oh, Lordy. Okay, let's flip it. This is going to be the cutest little piece. Wait till you guys see this when it's done. It's a totally different result than last week's when we used the first application. I will say application area instead of generation.
Maddie said he was lighting her phone up about it. So
He's so particular.
he's particular.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
He is
let's
an
flip it
advocate.
this way.
Okay, I need help. There we go.
He's an advocate for the people. He speaks for the trees.
He does.
Okay, here we go. All right. We are going to... Uh-oh, we only have one piece left.
No, there's more over there.
Oh, okay. So...
But that brings up an excellent point about your project planning when you're doing a second application.
Make sure you have enough pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That is a very good
So
point.
we've got lots
Because if your first piece was smaller than your second piece, you might run short of pieces.
So,
Okay, so this is the one that has,
let's see.
this is the one that has more
Let's see.
first application.
Oh, that's actually perfect
stuff.
width. So let's see if this fits. They can't see anything we're doing. Let's move right here and figure out where our pattern is.
So we're paying attention to not only the pattern, but we're also looking at, or at least I am. I think
Right
Josie
there.
might be. I don't know.
I think
Yeah, that's no, that's not it.
no. However, say that your pattern isn't like
Yeah.
you don't have the exact pieces you would want. That would totally work.
It would.
There's a lot of in this pattern in particular.
Yeah, some patterns it's not as difficult to match up because it looks like it's matched up.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly. So I think that this is the same.
Good question, Pamela. Does it matter if there are wrinkles or bubbles? So that, again, is one of those things that is a kind of works with the character. There is a video that was posted, I believe, last week or the week before by Michelle Fapard, where she did a frame and she was very intentional with her wrinkles. And I would recommend you watch that because it added a beautiful distress to the background. So you can really work with that as well. So the answer is no, it's okay. Yes, it's okay that there's wrinkles. It's totally fine. And you'll kind of see the difference. You can see what that end result looks like with the gateleg table. There are wrinkles, in that, and it's beautiful. It adds to the character and the dimension of the piece.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. How long do you have to keep the inlay on? After you have it all set, you can actually leave it for a long time. It can sit there. So if you want to do it the next day, that's fine. Even like the following week, right, Jose?
Yes, as long as you are using a mineral or chalk type paint that does not have a significant amount of polymers. So a true chalk or mineral paint. Now, that said, you can use other types of paints. In fact, you'll want to talk to your stockist because they're developing their favorite techniques and paint options. It's just that will affect your open time, your dry time, and those things. But for right now, we're focusing on using a true chalk or mineral type paint. And that open time is very wide. You could come back to it the next day.
Yeah, that's actually makes it really nice. And on working with your stockist, that's one of the reasons that we really recommend you connect with your stockist because they are going to have walked this path before you and will be able to show you where to go.
Yes.
So it really is a wonderful way to do that if you can. And even our online stockists are wonderful as well, and they have workshops and online videos, and they're available by phone if you have questions. So really connect with your stockist. Okay,
so this
did you lay out that you find the pattern?
kind of. So we're
I
down
see.
to our last pieces
Yeah.
for this, and it's going to be a little piecemealed. So
Are you okay?
I'm sorry, I have a crazy foot cramp. It's gonna be. I need to drink some water, maybe.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Okay.
a little piecemeally. So
Should we show them what we're talking about?
Yeah.
So just
turn that
move
down.
that way.
I think if we go.
Oh yeah. Okay, you can see it. So the oh, careful. Are you okay?
I
Your
am
foot
not
hurts.
okay. My foot is cramping bad.
Okay. Yeah, take your shoes off and lay. I get those too, and you just press it against the cement.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you're doing lives in your 50s. I'm not 50 yet. I had to stop and think about that. I just had a birthday and I was like, wait, did I turn 50? No, I turned 49. So I still have time.
Whatever. Okay. So
Okay.
you can see it's gonna be a little piecemealy.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
This one, I feel like there you go. And then this
Okay.
is not the match to
Yeah.
that,
Okay.
but this totally works like this.
Okay.
Is
Looks
what I would
good.
do. So
So I'm gonna start
lay
with
that
this.
in, and then we'll bring that down.
Okay. So I'm gonna go like this.
Yep.
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 Okay.
Yep.
So
We
do you
don't
want
even
to trim
need-
this for me? Or no.
No,
We
let's
won't
just do
trim
it like we did and not trim it.
Okay. Sounds
So.
good.
Oh, and I'm not doing anything.
Oh, that's right. You already broke the rule.
I didn't. You did. You asked me to do something.
Okay. Fine. I did it on the right side this time. It's Spritz-A-Rama. So now that it's wet, you can really see where the paint is. And so this is going to be first application. And this is going to be second application because you can see where we used it on the gate leg is white paint there.
Mm-hmm.
And where we didn't isn't. And that is going to be much darker on this piece. Now, if it, again, were me, and this was something I was going to use in my home, I would be particular about that. And I would probably
So we
do
probably
the-
will be cutting that much of that off if you start at this side too. But yeah.
Yeah, I could do that, but I'm not going
Otherwise,
to. I'm just gonna
do
I'm
it
just
and
I'm just
then
gonna go
we'll
with it. Yeah.
totes.
All right. Oh, I haven't painted yet. Silly me.
No,
I was
you
gonna
have
go.
Not.
I was gonna go for it. Okay.
And let me get a.
Once you guys start doing these, like I can already tell, my confidence has grown. Sometimes I'm probably too confident, but my confidence has grown in this process incredibly. And this is my first time. Well, it's not my first time, but it's my first time like really doing it from beginning to
I'm
end.
happy to report my foot cramp is doing much better.
Oh, good. Those are the worst. I get those mostly at night and in the morning. Yes. Maddie gets on us all the time about not drinking enough water. She can't believe that all I drink during the day is coffee and bubblies. Like it's bad. I need.
But that's a habit you're changing.
Yes, it is.
All right, girl, you go.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm not even gonna say anything.
Yeah.
I'm an observer.
How many times has she said that? That's
I'm
funny.
just reminding myself I'm an observer.
Okay. All right, here we
Here
go.
we go. Put a shot of apple cider vinegar into 4 ounces of water. That will take away your cramps. That is really awesome. I'm going to try that. We always have tons of ICD. Pickle juice. So that's the thing, like the sodium. I bought these drops because I wanted the electrolytes, but
This
I didn't
does
want
feel like
all the extra stuff.
Sorry. This does feel, and I've never done wallpaper, but I've seen it done. And it does kind of have that feel to it as you're laying it down.
Oops. So I bought these drops, and it's got sodium. Thank you, Shannon, for piping in. Sodium, magnesium, potassium in drops that you can just put right in your own water. And that's in here too. So, but I'm gonna try the shot of ACV And some pickle juice, because we always have pickles around.
That's interesting. I've never tried that.
Pickle juice would have a lot of sodium.
Oops, I'm
And
shaking
you know what's
the
funny?
camera.
Is I was listening to a podcast about health and like biohacking and stuff, which I'm kind of
Oh, do not get her started. Do not get her started.
do that. Anyways, this guy was saying a lot of times we've gone so far in the direction on certain things, and sodium is one of them. And a lot of times a lot of people actually aren't getting enough sodium. And the whole idea that, sodium is the culprit for hypertension and all the things. Obviously, for some people, that would be the case. But I have a feeling for me, that's not the case because we undersalt and tend to be really conservative with the seasonings. And so I think probably that little bit of extra sodium is good for me.
Did you trim the other pieces, or we didn't?
I
need to?
didn't. But yeah, let's just not.
Okay, we're not going to.
I can't remember
Spritzing.
which, but
Spritzing the back. Here, move over out of the way here.
let me go here. Pickle juice or mustard. Aw, Patricia, we love you. We enjoy our time with our people so much, in the fact that they appreciate us just as we are, which is pretty silly.
Crazy.
Yes, sea salt. That's like, in fact, because Costco has always the spices for such a good deal. We have tubs of the
I did not paint.
the Himalayan sea salt.
This is monkeys with guns, but you know what? Don't worry, it's not a problem. It's not a problem.
Okay, here we go.
Whoop. 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 All right.
I
This is
feel
gonna
like
be
because I'm refraining from involving myself, that Kermit gift. None of my business.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, that actually matches up.
Oh yeah,
How did that happen?
because I am competent. That's why.
No, that's not it.
Wow.
I play.
No, that can't be it.
You are competent, more than competent. Oop. I really do. I need some zip ties.
I really, really do. It's hard because, yeah, it's like this is your baby.
Well, it's not just with the inlays. It's just you see something and you want to
Fix it.
The compulsion is to get your hands involved.
Yeah.
But I actually enjoy not.
It's kind of more fun for you, huh? Because you get
Just
kind
a
of
lot.
intensely and stressed when you're doing it.
I don't get intensely and stressed. I get hyper focused.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to focus on more than one thing.
True.
So let me look at. It's the potassium. Yes. Oh, good, Paula. Paula says, "Love watching girls are so funny. I am going to try this." That makes our day. when
That's
we
our
encourage
goal.
you. Yes.
If that is all that happened today, is that Paula is going to try this, it was worth it.
Boom, there it is. Boom, there it is. Good job, Paula.
That just happened.
And you got to share with us, okay? Share,
Yes.
with the inlay, share your awkward first tries because we celebrate that. It's the best.
Yes. Will you make sure I'm not shaking the camera? Just pull it a little bit
Oh, yeah.
away from the table.
There we go.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Okay, I think that's probably good. And we have them all laid out.
Holly Baloo. Beautiful last name.
Ooh, Bethany,
I'm
I
late.
love that idea.
What did I miss? Oh, you don't even want to know. You don't want to know. No, I
You
tease.
missed a whole
Watch
lot
on
of Sally
replay.
being a hot mess.
Oh, that would be beautiful. I want to make Bethany Willis Jones says, I want to make a vintage farmhouse wall clock using this inlay. I love that idea.
I was going to say the same thing.
You
I love
know, the indigo color is such a classic. In fact, when we first got married, I got and asked for blue willow for my dishes.
Yes.
And it's just, you know, that never is going to go out of style. Mine was Johnson Brothers. It was so beautiful. And it was on my registry. And that's just such a classic look. And you get that same vibe with the
indigo
blue.
You really do. It's beautiful. I'm going to start right here.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, you've got her
goodness.
all laid in.
Yeah, it's all done. Holly, we're
Stretch that up a little bit.
Oh.
So
I had it all lined up. What happened?
stretch it up.
What
But it's
happened?
nice. What did you, as Grace Farley
I
said,
feel like
what did you do?
I feel like she went back there and like messed with it, and that's why that happened. I don't know, cause it was perfect.
Ooh, Lori Sue Smith says, Grr, just got outbid the car, and this is exactly what I needed to see. We'll be watching the replay, getting ready to do my first inlay this weekend.
Yay! Guys,
A
I'm so
beautiful
excited.
first.
Yes, I just love it. Share in the creative tribe what you make and tag us. We can't wait to see it.
Yes.
Actually, you don't even need to tag us. If you post it in there, we'll see it.
Yes.
Awesome. I love this. I'm
Very
going to
cool.
try rose chintz on a vintage duck planter. Ooh.
That's
Using
a
top
fabulous
coat.
idea.
Right. So with the top coat, if you don't lay it into paint, you can keep the color that it is already. And people have been doing that on wood.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so beautiful. It's so fun to see.
It is. Do you remember? We would call it off-label use, but that doesn't mean
Don't do it.
Don't do it. It just means that's going to be a little different with your timing and so forth than using a true mineral chalk paint. And so as we get more education on this and you play with it, you can spread into those areas.
Wait, hold on. Let's rock out with the Amazon driver. Can you guys hear that?
They can't hear it.
Okay, well, we can hear it.
Feel free also to comment how the sound was. I know you can hear us well, but we actually are filming right by the road. Mm-hmm. And so if you notice that or anything, we'd love your feedback on that because we're always trying to fine-tune our quality.
Yes.
But we will be getting back to you on this after we have done the next steps, after it's dried and we pulled and stuff. And of course, we will be going live again Tuesday.
Can't we pull it with,
Well,
not right now, but like maybe come back
Oh, yeah.
and go
totally.
live to pull it like
You
we
guys
did
want
with
us
the
to come
gateleg?
again and pull it live?
That's
a good
that's
idea.
the funnest part. I hate to
It
leave
is the
them out of
funnest
that part.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Okay, let's do that. So we're
Okay.
gonna let it dry thoroughly,
Mhm.
and then we're gonna
And we're
jump back on.
We're gonna
and
come
do
back.
more.
We're gonna leave this how it is, let it dry, and then we're gonna go eat lunch and come back and let you guys be with us as we pull it.
Let me quickly answer. This is really great. Tracy Newcomb says, does that make it only good for one use to use top coat on the first application? It affects the second use. It doesn't mean, and it all depends because all the different top coats are so different, their formulations, but it does affect the subsequent uses and how much pigment is left on the paper.
Mhm.
So it does affect it and tends to minimize that a little bit, but it doesn't completely eliminate it in most cases.
Mhm.
So.
Okay, we've got a lot of people saying they would like us to come back and do that. So good, because we're going to.
Yes.
And so we will see you guys after lunch. Well, it's lunch here in
Ooh, I'm
lunchtime here in
hungry.
California.
Yes, I'm hungry.
Yes.
Well, we've been
and
on
Maddie
an
just
hour.
texted us and said that she's going to go get lunch. So
Ooh, yum.
let's see where she's going and tell her to pick us up some.
Yeah.
Okay.
We love you guys. We'll
Bye.
see you
We'll see
in a
you
little
soon.
while.